I got a wild one for you. I don't have any video for this. I'm going to put the DOJ press release on this. Looking up the names, you'll find some interesting stories behind this. But two cops for Rohnert Park, Joseph Huffaker, and his partner, Sergeant Tatum, Sergeant J.C. Tatum, had Tatum's already pled guilty. Huffaker was just convicted. They haven't. Neither one have been sentenced on the wildest schemes. 6 counts of conspiracy to commit extortion, conspiracy to falsify records in a federal investigation, falsifying records in a federal investigation, conspiracy to impersonate a federal officer, and impersonating a federal officer. Tatum, who pled guilty in December 2021, who has not been sentenced yet. He pled guilty in December of 2021. He's not going to be sentenced until September 3rd of 2025. He pled guilty to conspiracy to commit extortion under color of official right, falsifying records in a federal investigation, and tax evasion. All of this involves a couple of tons of marijuana that they seized. This is in California, so this is legal marijuana, but they were. Well, let me get into this here.
Howdy, y'all. This is Paul, the Redneck Thinker. What we have here is a channel to communicate. I want you folks to be thinking by the time you leave my videos. Why? Because I'm tired of people talking via what other people tell them to think. So, watch my video and enjoy the chance to think for yourself.
Okay, I am primarily reading from the DOJ site. According to court documents and the evidence presented at trial, Huffaker, 40, of Rohnert Park was employed between 2012 and 2019 with the City of Rohnert Park Department of Public Safety as a police officer. The jury found that Huffaker conspired with his co-defendant, fellow police officer Brendan J.C. Tatum, to pull over drivers they suspected of possessing significant amounts of marijuana and extorting the drivers' marijuana by falsely claiming to be ATF agents and threatening to arrest if the drivers contested the property seizures. The jury also found that Huffaker conspired with Tatum to obstruct justice by creating a false police report 2 months after their extortions and sending that report to the FBI. According to court documents and evidence presented at trial, RPDPS previously operated an interdiction team between 2014 and early 2017 that conducted traffic stops on vehicles along Highway 101 between Cloverdale and Rohnert Park in an effort to seize illegal drugs. In December 2017, 11 months after the interdiction team had been disbanded, Huffaker and Tatum extorted significant quantities of marijuana from individuals, declaring to the individuals that their property would be seized, and at times threatening to arrest and charge the individuals. These seizures occurred while the officers were not on duty and not wearing their uniforms or body-worn cameras. Well, I would hope that they would not be wearing them if they were committing a crime. Well, actually, I would hope that they would, but that's a whole different thing. The jury found that the extortion conspiracy included a traffic stop on December 18th, during which Huffaker and Tatum falsely claimed to be ATF agents and seized 23 pounds of marijuana. In February 2018, the FBI received a complaint from a citizen who claimed to have been shaken down by police officers on the highway. An FBI agent asked Tatum for the police report related to the incident. The jury found that Tatum and Huffaker thereafter falsified police incident investigation report regarding the unlawful December 18th traffic stop and seizure. Tatum then forwarded the falsified police report to an FBI agent who was investigating the stop. Yeah. According to a site, Red-Headed Black Belt. Oh no, pardon me. I've got the wrong one. According to San Franciscoist, SFist, It only took like 90 minutes of deliberation on this. So, yeah, it seems that that was uh, pretty quick, pretty believable that he was guilty. Faces up to 20 years in prison. His sentencing is scheduled October 15th. Kate's uh, evidence also showed that Huffaker admitted to the FBI during a proper interview that he and Tatum conspired to extort marijuana from drivers and expected to profit from the theft, though he later withdrew from plea negotiations and went to trial. Tatum, who led the interdiction unit, pled guilty in 2021 to related charges and testified against Huffaker as part of a cooperation deal. He is scheduled to be sentenced in September. He was placed on the Sonoma County District Attorney's Brady list. I wonder why. And in 2024 was also cited for operating an illegal indoor cannabis grow on his property while awaiting sentencing. You can't make this up, folks. You really can't. Huffaker was initially terminated by the city, but reached a settlement following internal affairs records to remain sealed. Rohnert Park has paid more than $1.8 million to settle civil suits filed by victims of the unlawful stops. One of those victims, Mendocino grower Hudell Freeman, says officers took 47 pounds of cannabis from which he had legal documentation. Another Texas resident, Zeke Flatten, who was first to speak out publicly and helped to trigger the federal investigation. Flatten said that he was pulled over by men in green uniforms with no name tags who claimed to be ATF agents. He was later able to identify Huffaker, but not the second officer, who remains unnamed. Prosecutors dropped Flatten from the case this spring, but the defense added him back as a witness and alleged he had once worked as a paid FBI informant, something Flatten said was unrelated to this case. Wow. So, folks, I'm not even sure where to go on this one. This is the kind of this is the kind of thing that you would turn into a movie script that people would go to during the summer. This is a summer movie type of thing. Okay, I'm old. I'm well aware that I'm old and people don't go to the movies anymore that much. But still, they this is some wild stuff. Four other officers who participated in the seizures, Matthew Snodgrass, Nicholas Miller, Chris Snyder, and Chris Medina, were initially listed as prosecution witnesses, but now appear on the defense's list. So basically, this has been just drama after drama after drama. This is law enforcement at its worst. There are good law enforcement members of law enforcement, but seriously, this is first level stupidity. They're saying that there was about 2 tons of drugs seized. These folks were trying to profit off of it. The one dude was busted for growing marijuana illegally. I didn't know you could do that in California. Grow marijuana illegally. Thought it could, if as long as it's for your personal use, it was fine. But I don't know California law that well. I live in Virginia, so. But seriously, are any of y'all movie script makers? Because this would be the perfect movie script right here. But I thought I'd bring this to y'all's attention. This been Oh, by the way, hit like, subscribe if you don't mind. And also, hey, if you're listening to me on YouTube, I got memberships now. Thanks to all y'all that have joined up and got me my hours. I could use a little bit of help. I'm trying to raise a little bit of money here so I can get better equipment. If you could join up, I would be much appreciated. It's only a couple of bucks. If you're listening on Rumble, I have a Patreon. It's in my link tree down below. But just hitting like and subscribe would do me well. So, this has been Paul, the Redneck Thinker. Y'all have a good day now. Bye. So, folks, that's the story that I wanted to bring you on this video. And I just wanted to say thank you again for coming by. Hit like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff if you don't mind. Help me out. So, y'all have a good day now.
Bye.